Hey there everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about my February TBR. I personally really enjoy TBR videos because it holds me accountable for what's coming up, and I have so many unread books that it really makes me think about what I want to read next and try and prioritize that, and also try and look at my 2025 goals and how the books that I'm picking are going to meet those goals. With that, I'm going to have 5 must reads and then a couple of other options that I might be picking up this month because I'm just not sure outside of the 5 what I really want to read and want to have that flexibility, but I also have a pretty good idea, so I'm going to put them in here anyway. And the 5 must reads are continuing on in series that I said I was going to, keeping up with book clubs, and then just a couple of other arcs and whatnot. So those are going to comprise the 5. So let's get into the 5 must reads for this month. So first and foremost, I will be continuing on in my Brandon Sanderson journey, and I am going to be picking up The Well of Ascension. This is book 2 in Mistborn Era 1. I really enjoyed Mistborn. It was way more attainable than I thought it was going to be, so I was super excited about that and really enjoyed the characters and the world building. So I am really looking forward to getting back into this series, and I also am still having my Fable Book Club read The Cosmere this year. So I will link that down below if you're interested in joining us, but I'm just reading one Brandon Sanderson book a month for a while, and so that will be this one. Very interesting, the back at the top, and I won't say anything else about it because spoilers, and it's the second in a series, but it says evil has been defeated, the war has just begun. So I am really excited to see where the crew goes in this book and what's going to come next in this world. Next up, and continuing on in series that I've been reading, I read A Curious Beginning last month, which is the first book in the Veronica Speedwell series, and so now this month I'm going to be picking up the second book, which is A Perilous Undertaking. I really enjoyed Veronica and Stoker's dynamic, and Veronica, just first and foremost, was such a fun female main character. She is a spinster in London 1887, and she is just so blunt. She is not the best for polite company because she just says things that are on her mind and don't really care how others are going to react to it. And in book 1, she got into a bit of trouble. There was some danger there. And at the end, we got to see kind of how the rest of the series was going to play out. And I am really looking forward to getting more of just their adventures, but also hopefully building on Veronica and Stoker's relationship, because obviously there was some tension there. But since it's a cozy mystery series, I don't expect any romance to progress that quickly. But I am really excited to just get back into it. Also, Katie is reading is one of my favorite booktubers, and she is doing a speed read this year, which is reading all of the Veronica Speedwell series. And so I'm obviously following along with her in that because I love watching her videos and seeing what she thinks. So having a really good time with this one. Next up is one of my in real life book club picks, and that is The Favorites by Lane Fargo. Obviously, I've heard so many good things about this book so far, and I need to know what the hype is all about. And I'm so excited to read it with my book club besties because we read most of the Magnolia Park series together, and people have compared this to Magnolia Parks meets Daisy Jones and the Six, and I love both of those books, so I'm pretty sure this one can do no wrong other than completely gutting me. But I'm super excited. I believe the audiobook has a full cast of characters, and we get to see what happened to these two basically like prodigy ice skating duo and what happened to them and why they're no longer skating together 10 years after they stopped. So it has mixed media, and we get to see from our main female character's point of view what was happening at the time, and I think it's going to be devastating, but hopefully put me back together in the end. Also, if anybody has listened to this as an audiobook, I would love to know if you enjoyed it because I think that this could be a really fun audiobook. It has a full cast, I believe, so let me know. Next up, one of the books from my 2025 TBR is Legendborn by Tracy Deonn, and I know that the third book is coming out either in February or in March, so I want to get on board with this series and see what all the hype is about. I believe this is dark academia. It is a King Arthur retelling, so we have a really fun magic system, a really strong female main character, and I've heard that the end of the second book leaves off on such a cliffhanger, so I didn't want to start it until I had the third book ready, but I do want to start this series this month because I think it's going to live up to all of my expectations, because one of my other favorite booktubers, her name is Heather, and she says that this is kind of for people who really enjoyed Ninth House, and I loved Ninth House, so I think I'm going to love this one as well. And then the last in my 5 books that I must read in February is My Friends by Frederick Bachman. This is an advanced reader copy that I got through NetGalley, and I'm so excited about it because I have loved Frederick Bachman's past stories. I read A Man Called Ova and also Anxious People, and both of them were so good. I cried in both, and I really enjoy his writing. So I'm really excited to see what his new release is all about. It comes out in May, I believe. I was shocked when I got the approval email for this one because I did not expect it at all, but I'm really excited to get back into more of a literary fiction book because I don't think I've read a lot of them lately. So I think that if I'm going to read something in that genre, I would prefer it be from him. So those are the 5 books that I am definitely going to be reading this month, but let's talk about options for a couple more that I would like to get to. First up is another one from my 2025 TBR, and that is Forget Me Not by Julie Soto. I loved Not Another Love Song last year. Absolutely ate it up. It was 5 stars for me. I really, really enjoyed it. So I want to get to this one and make sure that I still really love her writing. I'm assuming that I'm going to. But this is also about a wedding planner and a florist, and I believe it's Second Chance. So I felt like that would be really good for February and like Valentine's Day and everything. So I think that I'm going to try to get to this one. And also, how is this cover so stunning? Like, I love her cover work, and I'm so excited for her new releases this year. So I need to get up to date on her backlog. Next up is a book that I have been meaning to get to for a long time. I kind of fell off Allie Hazelwood, but I need to get back on because I really enjoyed Love Theoretically and also The Love Hypothesis. So I want to get back into her books because she has so many good ones that have come out and are coming out. And I want to get to Check and Mate, which is her YA or new adult book, and it focuses on chess players. I don't know much more than that, honestly. I just know that people either really enjoyed this one or were really surprised about the amount of potentially explicit content for a young adult, new adult book. But I don't know. I think I'm gonna like it. I really like the chess element. I love that she has women in STEM as her female main characters. And while chess isn't necessarily that, it still is very intellectually stimulating. So I think that I'm gonna really enjoy it, and Allie hasn't done me wrong yet. So fingers crossed. Next up is another book from my 2025 TBR with a sequel that is coming out pretty soon and had a ton of hype last year, and I just didn't get to it, and that is The Crimson Moth or The Heartless Hunter. I really think that this is going to either be a complete hit or a miss for me because I have had some YA slash new adult fantasies lately that have not hit, but I think some of them that do are my absolute favorite, so I'm hoping that this is one of them because I would like to read the rest of the series. I believe this is only a duology, so it would be really nice to add this to one of my series that I completed for this year, and The Rebel Witch comes out in February or March, so I would really hope that I'm going to enjoy this one based off of all the hype around it. Also, I don't talk a ton about my audiobooks that I'm trying to pick up because they either come in from Libby or they don't in the month, but I think I'm going to use some of my Spotify hours that I get through my premium membership to listen to A Killing Cold by Kate Alice Marshall. I think that this is just a fantastic wintry thriller type story, and I've already kind of listened to a little bit of the sample, and I love the narrator. That's the most important thing for me in audiobooks, is that I enjoy the narrator. So I think that I'm going to enjoy this one. I believe it follows a female main character who is going to meet her boyfriend or husband's family for the first time, and it gets a little twisty from there, but it looks like a snowy wintry setting, and obviously it is still very cold out, so I think that this would be the perfect time to listen to it. Apologies, had to adjust just a bit because of the lighting, but these are all of the books that I'm planning to read in the month of February. I am super excited about them. There are definitely some chunksters in here, so I'm hoping to intersperse a few of my romances in between, but also I have such high hopes for all of these, so I don't think I'll mind if I take a little bit longer to read them. And you'll have to check back in with me at the end of February to see if I've been reading them, but hopefully this is a little bit of a sneak peek into what I'll be reading in my weekly reading vlogs, and you can kind of follow along on my journey with them. So let me know what you're excited to read in February and if you've read any of these books and where I should start. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.